Alright, so this video is about expressions because in this period I was figuring that I should learn how to do expressions. And there's this thing called the 25 Essential Expressions Challenge, and you can find it on DeviantArt, I think. And so I just thought, okay, I'm going to do my character Ro and give her different expressions. And then I inked it, cleaned it up a bit, and then colored it. So I think this is a very good exercise because you learn how to do expressions. And the way I did it is I had a mirror and then I just looked in the mirror and I drew what I saw. And you have to do a bit of acting as well because clearly I'm not a girl, or maybe it's unclear, but anyway. And so I tried to get in the head of the character when I'm making the expressions, trying to think, okay, how would they make the expressions? And then I make that face. And anyway, I think it's better if I just show you. So here's a video of how I would go about doing expressions. Okay, so here I am, and I'm just drawing. And this is how I do expressions. I basically look in the mirror, and right now I have a camera off to the side of the mirror, but just by a bit. So in the bottom left corner, you see pretty much what I'm seeing in the mirror. It's a little bit different, but close to what I'm seeing. And then blocking my head is the camera that's pointing down towards the paper that I'm drawing on. So when it comes to expressions, you will end up making a lot of stupid faces, funny faces. So you've got to sort of get over the fact that you might look a bit silly when doing this. I certainly looked very silly, and it's hard for me to watch myself in this bottom corner. But anyway, that's just part of it, and you have to get over that. And then I'm also stylizing it, so I'm not drawing it perfectly realistic. I'm converting it into my style. And you can really change this to any character. The most important things, and this works for if you were doing a stick figure as well, like just a very basic, almost like a happy face with eyebrows. The things I would pay attention to that help me translate an expression are the eyebrows, most importantly the eyebrows, and then the mouth is very close second. And those are the two things I would pay most attention to, the eyebrows, and including the eyes, I guess. But the slant of the eyebrows, whether they go down in the middle or how they work, if they have creases, and then the mouth. And then second to that would be, or third to that, tertiary, would be the nose, if the nose is creased, or the lines that you get on the side of the, on the cheeks. That's important. And then the creases in your forehead or wrinkles in your forehead. And then if you're drawing older characters, basically more wrinkles, like on the crow's feet on the side of the eyes. Those become important as well. But primarily, just look at the eyebrows and look at the mouth and see if you can get those. Because if you can get those down, most of it's done. And sometimes I will go into closer detail, like I did with the mouth, where I was unsure of, exactly what that looks like, and I wanted to figure it out more. And then, yeah, you just got to apply it to whatever character you're doing. So keep in mind the facial structure of that character. And I would say expressions aren't something that are really for beginners, because they already require you to, at least if you want to do it well, to know some facial anatomy and head structure. You should be able to draw a head fairly easily. And then you can move on to expressions, and yeah, so pay attention to those things. And also the tilt of the head, because I've noticed this was very common when I was drawing different expressions. I noticed that my head would tilt as well. But I guess that's like not a huge concern, but it is something that happens. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with the rest of the sketches. So I did some figure drawing because I got a bit bored of doing expressions, or not even bored, but I think it's good to break things up when you're studying the same thing over and over again. It's important to, refresh with different things. But then I went right back into expressions for another character, so I have to treat it differently. And I think this was very interesting for me to work out, especially for figuring out my own characters, what the differences are between drawing this character versus that character. How would they convey the same emotions? So this was kind of long and boring and tedious, but I think it's a good exercise to do. And I learned a lot from it. So in the next episode, I'm going to be working in a different program, and we'll see what happens in that. So hope this helped, and thanks for watching.